Hi guys, it's Chris from Bugs and Slugs, and today I'm here with Nemo, and we're not going to bug you with nature today, we're going to bug you with some craft. Now, some of you have got our flower sticks kits. If you haven't got the flower sticks kits, where are you going, Nemo? If you haven't got the flower sticks kit, we do have a few of them left, but I'm going to show you what's in the kit because this is an activity you can probably do just with stuff that's lying around your house. So you're going to need some dowel. Now I've got one piece of dowel that's a bit fatter and two pieces that are a bit thinner, but you don't have to do it like that. You can have three pieces that are the same. I've cut the dowel into 40 centimetre lengths. When I say I've cut the dowel, James has cut the dowel. I've got some pieces of old bike tyre, and to prepare that, I've just got a tyre and I've found that end where the valve is, and I've just cut it straight through, and then I've cut, I don't know if you can see this, but the tyre has got some really easy to follow guidelines on it already. So I've just got my scissors and I've cut along the length of the tyre. So if you've got an old tube at home, you'll get enough out of one tube for probably for a couple of sets of sticks. Okay. Now if you've got the kit, that's all been done for you, and before you get to work, what I want you to do is just check your pieces. So you can see I've got one long piece, I'm going to use that for the middle, and two narrower, shorter pieces, and I'm going to use those for the outside sticks. I've also got some felt here. If you don't have felt at home, you can just use any fabric really, or if you've got some wool or anything that you can use to make a tassel. I've got some double-sided tape because that can come in handy, and I've got some twist ties again because they come in handy, and I've also got some electrical tape. Now I've cut my electrical tape so that I've got a few pieces ready to go there, because that kind of saves you having to put things down and pick them up again. All right, so let's start with the middle piece. The first thing I'm going to do is take my tyre and I'm going to wrap that around so that it overlaps a little bit. Now it might take you a few goes to get that right. If your piece is very long, you'll be able to overlap it a lot. If your piece is a bit shorter, you won't be able to overlap it so much, and that's okay. Overlapping or not isn't really what makes this work. The tyre just sort of sits there, and what it does is it makes a bit of a non-slip surface. You can do it inside out if you want, or you can do it outside out. Hey, don't you eat my orange tree, thank you. Don't you eat my lemon tree. Can you not do that? Can you not do that? I don't want you to do that, and don't poo on me. Did you see that? She pooed on me then. So when I get to the end of there, I'm just going to get some of this electrical tape, and I'm just going to wrap it around the end. You're not actually going to see this last part of the end, so it doesn't matter if you do that neatly or not really. And then I'm going to do the other end. All right, and that's ready to go. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the two smaller pieces on these outside sticks.
Action.
So I'm just finishing off my second stick, or my third stick really. I'm going to put some tape around the bottom of that. Now you can see I haven't gone all the way down because it wasn't long enough to do that, but that's okay because this will be my handles. It's this part that I need covered in rubber so that I can work my juggling sticks. You can see here's one I finished earlier. I've always wanted to say that. Here's one I completed earlier. I feel like I'm on the Curiosity show. Do you know the Curiosity show, you guys? You probably don't. Dean Hutton and Rob Morrison. You can actually Google it. I tell you what, Google The Curiosity Show, because you can actually download some of their stuff off the internet, and I think you can even buy some of the videos, and they're just amazing science experiments. All right, so now I'm ready to make my tassels. So what I want to do there is, I think I'm going to make red in the middle and pink on the outside. That suits me. So what I'm going to do is fold my pink tassel in half, and I'm not going to cut the whole way. I'm going to cut a fringe, right? Just like that. Sort of the cheats way of doing it, isn't it? But yeah. Now you don't have to measure that or do it in any sort of fancy schmancy way. That's fine, just like that. And then my red ones, I'm just going to cut them singly. I've got slightly dodgy scissors, so if you've got slightly dodgy scissors like me, make sure you don't use your mum and dad's good scissors. That's what happens to me. All my good scissors, I run out of patience and I just grab the nearest scissors and I cut all sorts of things with them, and then I haven't got any good scissors left. Oh, have you stopped eating my tree? No, you haven't. Hey, can you stop eating my tree? I know you want to. Don't eat me. You can't eat me. Don't eat me. You good girl. You good girl, but don't eat my tree. Okay, so now you're going to do the same thing to the other two pieces. So I've used my pieces of felt to make a tassel on the end, and I'm going to show you how I did that on the other end. So first I took a piece of double-sided tape and I peeled it. Now it's a bit tricky to peel. My tip is peel it with the edge of your finger. Don't try to use your fingernail. Now I'm going to wrap that around. I'm not going to peel the other side. I'm just going to wrap it around, because once it's wrapped around and I've pushed it down, the other side will come off really easily. Then I'm going to take my red tassel and I'm going to wrap that, not stretching it really, I'm just wrapping it kind of gently, firmly, but gently. And then I'm going to take a twist tie and I'm just going to wrap that and cross it over until I can't go round one more time. Can you see that, James? Yep. And then I'm going to cross those two ends and twist them just like you would a pipe cleaner. And once they're twisted, you can just push them down, okay? And then my other tassel, I changed my mind about how I want to attach that. I sort of like the idea of having a tassel at the bottom. So I'm just going to wrap that around the twist tie. And I'm going to use the other twist tie. So that's 4 twist ties altogether. And I'm going to pull that quite tightly, and it's only just going to make the twist. So I'm going to twist that with my fingers, and then you can see I've just taped over it with, you need a slightly longer piece of tape because this is a bit fatter, this end. And as I tape that, I'm actually stretching that tape. Electrical tape's great like that. You can stretch it and that will hold everything on nice and tightly. And then I can just zhuzh my tassels. I like them to be zhuzhed. Now, as I said before, if you've got other stuff at home like wool or bits of fabric, anything heavy is good because it's nice to have these ends, you know, with a little bit of weight in them. Sometimes if you don't think they're heavy enough, you can stick a little bit of plasticine, like find the middle of your tassel and just whack a bit of plasticine in there. But make sure your plasticine at each end is exactly the same, otherwise it will be unbalanced. And then to use your flower sticks, hopefully this doesn't upset Nemo, but to use your flower sticks, get a feel for them just by gently going side to side to side like this. And eventually, it's a bit hard on the table, but eventually you'll be able to lift them up off the ground. You'll be better than me if you can. And eventually you'll be able to juggle with them and learn to do a few tricks. That's it from me today. Thanks for letting me bug you with some craft.